Red Button means we're live, a casual take with your boy Stephen Pepper, here to give a take off my chest. I don't remember much from grade school. Sorry, mom, if you're listening. That's kind of where your tax dollars went. But what I do remember is Newton's third law. Newton's third law states that for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I think I remember it because I can apply it to sports. In sports, if a team or an individual receives so much hype and yet fails to meet expectations, the response to that hype will be as strong, but just in a negative direction. And I think that's where Caleb Williams finds himself in the national conversation today. Because myself and many others spent the entire offseason hyping up Caleb Williams' rookie season. Generational prospect meets by far the best situation a number one quarterback has ever found themselves in. And after 2 games, it is a complete understatement to say this has been a good rookie season, to say this has been nothing but underwhelming. But I think it's foolish. It's just so foolish to hit the panic button on Caleb Williams after 2 games. 2 games. I mean, did you see him last night? He is running from his life. The offensive line is just letting him take lick after lick and doing nothing about it. And you think you haven't figured out after 2 games. Now, has Caleb in his own right been great? Not at all. He's completing 55% of his balls. That's not good. 2 bad interceptions to 0 total touchdowns. And he's commanding the worst offense in the league. Worse than the Panthers. And they just benched Bryce Young today. But I think we need to realize, because it's funny because he played him last night, but that not every quarterback is going to be like CJ Stroud, where by week 2, you're like, oh, that guy's going to be a top 10 quarterback real soon. For most rookie quarterbacks, it's going to take time. Hell, it's not like the other rookie quarterbacks in his class are just balling off rip. Jaden Daniels has yet to throw a passing touchdown, and Bo Nix can't help himself but throw to the other team. But I said all offseason, despite me overhyping Caleb Williams, that his transition from college to pro, you're going to have to give him a few games. Hell, I was screaming at my TV when he was throwing those interceptions like, Caleb, it's not USC anymore. What are you doing? But again, that's like timing. Learning that you can't do this hero ball stuff you did in the Pac-12. It's timing. The 2 quarterbacks that I've been comparing Caleb Williams' special playmaking talents to have been Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen. Can someone tell me how their rookie seasons went? Mahomes was benched the whole year, and Josh Allen's completing 52% of his balls. Now, I'm not saying that Caleb Williams is going to turn around and be a 3-time Super Bowl champ and clearly the second best quarterback in the league like Josh Allen. But Caleb Williams, his talent, a talent like Caleb Williams, is just going to take time. So I think going forward, we just can't bail on Caleb Williams after 2 games. I know it's an interesting conversation. Should we be concerned about Caleb Williams? And all the doubters are feeding into it and saying, I told you so. This guy can't see the field. He's not pro ready. It just takes time. I think something that we also did, I'm guilty of this, is grossly overvaluing Caleb's situation in Chicago. I mean, the weapons look nice on paper that they brought in and have been building for years. But I think we all overlooked that offensive line by a mile. Guys, it was awful last night. I mean, they couldn't block to save their life. Caleb Williams was pressure on 37%, 35% of his dropbacks. They allowed 7 sacks. And if Caleb wasn't such a great escape artist, it might have been like 10 sacks. Seriously, it was really bad. You can't run behind that offensive line. And for a rookie quarterback to not have a run game, you're just on these 3rd and longs. And it's so predictable passing that defenses are just going to send the house and smack you in the face. And the play calling, too, I'm not sure sold on Shane Waldron yet. Seriously. Some of the play calling was a little suspect. He didn't know how to adjust to the blitzes and make more of a short game for Caleb Williams to get in a rhythm. But there was silver linings from this week. He did get better from week 1, which was a positive, and what I wanted him to do in week 2. Better completion percentage, doubled up the yards, and looked much better and more confident just stepping up in the pocket. You can't question his toughness anymore. He was taking shot after shot and still stood in that pocket. And that stuff is just going to keep getting better by the week. And if you take a look at the Bears' schedule, look who he's got next by the week. Colts, Panthers, Rams. What do they all have in common? All bottom 10 defenses in the league. Sorry to disrespect my Colts. Those are games that Caleb Williams needs to get his feet wet in the NFL and get up to speed. Because, I mean, Shane Waldron's calling mediocre offenses. The offensive line is terrible. That's not going to help you in your first 2 games when you're playing some pretty good defenses who know how to do some good schemes. You need these bottom defenses to kind of get warmed up and a taste to the NFL speed. Caleb has kind of been thrown in the fire. I'm just not worried at him at all. Listen, it just all goes back to Newton's third law. I didn't remember much from grade school, but this always stuck to me, and I think it's because I can apply it to sports, that for every action, there's an equal opposite reaction. I understand where all this concern for Caleb Williams is coming from is because we spent all this time pushing Caleb Williams up, that now the doubters, the haters, the people who had questions, the skeptics are pushing the same amount of energy, but this time down on Caleb Williams. And I say to that, Caleb is going to be fine. Let's see him against these poor defenses so he can just get up to speed, because that talent that he has is really that 1% Allen Mahomes talent. But just like Allen, just like Mahomes, it's just going to take time to sit in there and get up to speed. And once he gets up to speed, he's going to be off to the races. And to any people who are anti-Caleb Williams or really skeptical about him, when he takes off, stay on that side. But I appreciate everyone for tuning in to this episode of A Casual Take. Follow my social medias to stay updated on all things related to the show. Until next time, see you.